You hiding? Kill them!
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed! Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. I'd slap them with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders. You out of your mind? No way. Once we've dealt with these marauders, I just, you know, need a couple of... Seriously? But those... You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Damn marauders are out of control.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Please be informed that I am author. Please return any misappropriated equipment. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. You are still here. My deception. I am incapable of accepting orders. I understand. I will require some... I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain... Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning. Unfortunately, our engine is current. The main drive's power ready. Astutely observed. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new... This cartridge identifies... Best of luck in your... These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them. If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain. I suppose everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's choice. Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I'd report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hey, where'd you come from?
You're safer inside the walls.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out of your pay.
Ease off the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got quotas to make. You're safer inside the walls.
The grease monkey, Argo? Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Yes, so it seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting, speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the...
Are you setting off for the Vale? 'Cause I know my way around. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Heading back. I'm going. Sure. Yep, be right over. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Let's talk when you're free. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want... It's just... Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. They're neighbors. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways. I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M'Bakono handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Heads down. Got it. Here we go! Nice one! Got 'em all! Inside voices. I'm on it. Here we go! I don't know anybody who ever came out this far. Where are we headed? You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of the... Yeah, that's it. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp... Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Explains why you're still yammering. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished. It's not like Zoe to go... Can't imagine where... Appreciate it. Honest.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help. Something. You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around. You sound like some type of corporate fic. Zoe.
Hiding? You scared? Stand down the river!
You're not getting through!
No,
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm great. I don't know. The vital process. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
Sure. Heading back.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? You pretty much did my job for me. Let me know if I can do something.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place. Whatever your troubles with. I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, Grandma.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip 'em out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Yeah, huh? wanted to poke around in here.
Unexpected. System performing it.
The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. 3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Systems. Processing.
Get ready! We made it! Just 2 more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale? Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Sister.
Incoming! One to go. If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Veil? I'm not sure what the ride is. All I know is the decision's final. Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I just... Really? I mean, what? Brightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they ain't care much for me. Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
I know. Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my... Whoa.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great.
Oh, gosh.
I see. Well, what I meant was... Fact... I'll take all the help I can get. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads...
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one. Would you? What's on your mind?
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to... You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I... Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and... Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. I have got a mean...
Any luck? I've been thinking about going back. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. I mentioned those manuals on mechanical engineering.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe. The matter's been weighing. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Topson and hope... Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's... You better be sure about this. Yeah, hey.
This is all happening so fast. If you find any more of those manuals...
If you see...
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship... I am not perfect. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some button... I don't believe you. Plagues are... The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark? We are a Spacer's Choice. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food. But the soil's gone sour. Company said... You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly... Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, my life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I do. Adelaide's... A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now? No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a... I don't know. I could see... I have always...
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here. I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom. You understand, not a reward. You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with... I need some time to gather my personals.
Is this your ship? Oh, my stars, she... Oh, gosh. I'm the only decent... Oh, it's kind of you to say that. I want to ask you, and if you ever need a pair of eyes, watch... Yes! I'm Captain.
Captain, I have to... What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude... Welcome back. All systems are now op... We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost... Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kilkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the ground. Excellent. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them...
Transmission ended. If you are ready... Welcome back, Captain. Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? How often do I make jokes about chemistry? Periodically. As you wish. I'll be... The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking. Captain, you're free to just... Welcome back, Captain. How can I... See you soon.
Got a sec? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. I don't got much experience. Thanks, Captain. Did you... Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker by... Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss ball.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking Saltunican's gonna appreciate you
Keep talking, Millstone. See what happens. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth. Do what you want. I'm done here.
Whatever you heard? I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around.
Carry on.
If you got a maintenance issue, take it to Chief June Lei. She's in engineering.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Oh, thank the law. I could use a diversion. Tell me more, then. Really? Please, you can do better than that. I like where this is headed. What happened to this? You must feel terrific. Not in the least. Not stuck per court. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford. You take the star... Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay? Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Of course. What am I to you but the guy who's... Is there anything else I can help? The fence. Make Be...
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
This is Halcyon News.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Bunch. A salt sour candy shell. Rizzo's mock apple. Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till Junlei gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. Nothing you need and...
It only gets ugly around here when corporates
Can we rent an upstairs room?
Bless my heart. You here for a particular reason? Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board. Now, I only have the one nav key, and they're hard to come by these days. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called You've got a new... If you should find a secret worth selling, the more we... Don't... I found a...
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the... Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste... Heard of it? My orientation aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
Yeah.
That's a Spacer's choice beer. Take what you have, polish it. So, what can I get you? Have a look.
I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't.
I'm sorry. Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not friends. As for the rest, I'm trying to figure... You say that like it's weird. I just don't like to leave a debt un... Be my guest.
Even the air costs money here. If you got a maintenance issue, take it to Chief Junlei. She's in engineering.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
Ah, yes. Has some... Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what... I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. There, I've removed... Alex promised to... That's... Well, that's just... Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might... It's personal business, I'm... Information on the whereabouts of... It's fine, really. It's... Now, if you've not...
Gracious. Yeah. Take that darling ship of yours down to Rose. Shouldn't... What do you want? Groundbreakers, Miss...
Halcyon News. We interrupt.
How do you do? And, Of course. Most of our supply... I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man... Glass ear? Sorry, there's a lot of static on my end. Nothing to fear. Huh? What? Huh. Now that I heard.
Can't say I've seen... If you're here to better yourself... Did he now? The mouth on that man. I swear his late mother'd be ashamed. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another... I'm beginning to wonder if... I'd be grateful if you'd... Last he told me, he was... You look...
Move along.
Rizzo's knock you out on a CCN 76 North Concobar, Catamount E3 Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board. Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Report any sightings to your local
Those XF-411s? And an old Yakita 37?
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineer... Ain't that always the way? So what brings you to Groundbreaker? Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly... We see...
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me.
Right. In person. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get the... Reasonable, huh? According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back. Hold on. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Good.
This is Halcyon.